and welcome everyone to this afternoon's webinar, Amsterdam Smart City, which is being brought to you by 2 Degrees. Thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Ros Curzon-Lewis from 2 Degrees, and I'm going to be your host for this webinar. I'm also joined by my colleague Philippa Hoy, who manages the Smarter Cities Working Group on 2 Degrees. At the end of the presentation, there will be an interactive Q&A session during which you can put your questions from the floor to the panelists. If you would like to ask a question, please can you send it to me via the chat box or the Q&A box, and I'll be collating these for inclusion at the end. If you select host from the selection of people in the chat box, or the name Busafolk, it will come through to me. You can see that I'm the host. My name is actually under Busafolk. Without further ado, I'm delighted to welcome our panelists here today. They are Joost Brinkman, who is Project Manager of the Amsterdam Smart City Initiative, and Charlotte Mewissen, who is Project Manager Geuzenvold Project Amsterdam Smart City. And I'd like to thank them both very much for giving up the time to present today and prepare their presentation. So I'm now going to hand over to Joost and Charlotte, and I hope that you all enjoy this afternoon's webinar. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ross. Welcome, everyone. Indeed, my name is Joost Brinkman, and I'm here together with my colleague,
Charlotte Mewissen.
Well, let's get going. First of all, normally I would like to welcome everybody to the city of Amsterdam, a beautiful city with 800,000 people, and head city of the Netherlands. And if you come by plane, you will see this beautiful picture with the so-called Grachtengordel very clearly in the screen. We would like to present Amsterdam Smart City today to you, which is not really a smart grid project, but really a smart city project. So we not only focus on the grid, but morely on the city as a broad thing and how we can make that smart. This is the sort of first and most important sheet I would like to share with you, which explains in one sheet the goals of Amsterdam Smart City and what's it all about. We are really a collaboration between different businesses, inhabitants of Amsterdam, and the local government. And what we try to prove is how we can save energy now and in the future. Our project is based on three important pillars, which are a collective effort, changing behavior, and economic viability. I will come back to that later in this presentation. This is the content of the presentation. I will try to explain the first part, the introduction up to the different projects that we're running now, and Charlotte will take over to give you some more detailed information about the Geuzenvold project and the project which is called the Climate Street. If you have urgent questions, please chat them or keep them up until the end. As introduction, everybody knows that the climate is changing and that the current electricity grids should be upgraded. We came to the conclusion that it's very logical to start in cities because a lot of greenhouse gases are emitted in cities. Majors can address the development of alternative energy and pollution control, energy management, or changes in behaviors in a coherent way. At city level, it's possible to build coalitions between private companies and the government. And therefore, cities are the best suitable platform to start moving towards a sustainable future. And what the challenge is really about is, on the one hand, the climate goals. Amsterdam has all the European cities some very strong climate goals. They want to reduce the CO2 emissions by 40% in 2025. They want to reduce energy usage by 20%, and they want to have all the city buildings energy neutral in 2015. And on the other hand, we see that smart grids and smart meters are a key enabler to address climate issues, since with the two-way communication, we really can maximize energy efficiency. But the big challenge is the fact that there are a lot of companies and governments that are willing to take action, but not really creating projects that work. So we see a gap between intentions and action. So our key challenge that we focus on is to set up successful initiatives that really have substantial impact by bringing together different parties, both governmental, technology partners, housing corporations, and energy suppliers, and to initiate action between those parties to really have projects going on. Now we'll tell a bit more about the concept of our program. As stated at the start, we are based on 3 pillars. The first one is collective effort. We came to the conclusion that since there are a lot of parties that are willing to change, you need all those parties to really have impact. A housing corporation can't reduce energy on its own. It needs the inhabitants, the people who live there. It needs an energy supplier. It needs a grid company and some ICT solutions. So what we try to achieve is really accelerate those initiatives by bringing together different parties and trying to create a common vision in how to reduce energy and reduce CO2. Another important aspect of Amsterdam Smart City is the fact that we strongly focus on customer behavior, because we think that really stimulating this behavioral change will create a pool from the market for new energy-saving appliances and technology. And on the other hand, if we show that innovation is possible and that you really can save a lot of energy with innovative techniques, the customer will adapt to that earlier. And the last pillar is, of course, economic viability. We are sort of a large test bed with a lot of smaller projects going on, but always there should be a positive business case, because only those have the possibility to be scaled up in the long run. In this project, we focus on 4 different areas, which are similar to the CO2 emitters in the city, and those are the housing, working, transport, and the public space. And for all those projects in those areas, smart grid technology is an enabler. Amsterdam Smart City started 1.5 years ago, and we phased the project into different phases. First, we started together with the City of Amsterdam and the grid operator in really the visioning and what we should, where we're focusing on and what the strategy is. The second phase is more the road mapping phase, where we did a pre-selection of all different initiatives. We made calculations on cost and CO2 reduction potential. And we talked with a lot of partners to check if they were interested in joining us in this program. Currently, we are really in the phase of delivering different projects. So we will come to the projects a bit later. But we see that currently smart meters are rolling out, are being implemented, and the customers are really attracted to the program. And at the end, when different projects are evaluated, we are talking with the City of Amsterdam and a lot of businesses how we can upscale those projects which are valuable.